Hello everyone. I am Sumeda Mari. I am your storytelling critique. Whoever is in the meeting, feel free to chime in the middle if you like. This is gonna get recorded. Um, yeah. So this is just a rundown of what storytelling critique has been. I'm doing this so then I can get your all like so you guys can have an idea what has been going on behind the scenes. And also if you have any suggestions on what I should do for next semester. So let's move forward. So the I so I sorry. So the idea came like the president, as you know, Sophia, she wanted us to try to be very interactive with our the e-board to be interactive with the rules. So I was thinking of like what I should do, and it just ended up coming when I went to a firm like meeting, and they were just talking about like all the programs they do, and then I was like, hey, I should do something like that in this club where I get a group of people to come over and discuss something similar. So I put forth that idea with the president, and she was super supportive of it. We discussed about like what we should do, if we should do it online or in person. She preferred in online, which was pretty much a smart idea since this is like weekly, and it would be kind of hard if I did it in person where like every week we have to book the same room, and sometimes turnout was, as you can see, was pretty unpredictable. So I also had to pull in to see like what timings fit with you all. So I got two timings. One was from Wednesday from 8 till oh yeah, from 8 to 11, and the other one was from Thursday from 8 to 11. So I had to choose between those two timings. And I think the issue with pooling was that I had this idea like earlier, but I had to start it later due to some exams that I would have to go through. So I gave out the pool and I closed it, I think, in a weekend since I was seeing a lot of people saying like they preferred Thursday over Wednesday. So I was like, okay. Then I did another pool to see like what timings fit, what time range fit. And I realized that majority of you, that it was actually pretty mixed, really. Like you were like okay with 1 to 2, 4 to 5, or over the 6 to 8. So it was pretty unexpected. I thought most of us was gonna be like available during night times, but I realized that there's also afternoon times that people are free. So I was pretty surprised too about this. And I should keep this in mind moving forward when I start um, doing these, continuing these meetings. So the first meeting though, it was good. It was pretty good. There was 4 students came, and I set it up a format where like 3 students, if there was like a certain number of students, then we all as a group look together. If there was a lot, like over 10, then I had to assign people to groups. We never got over 10, so it was just like always like 4 or below. And the force, and I was being really picky at first. Not picky, I don't think that's the best word to say, but very straightforward into like how the works were given. So we will like, I'll pull up someone's work, and then we will spend like some time like just trying to like find small details to like point out like, oh, maybe this grammar scene was not good, or maybe the writer could have went this route instead. So I feel like because I was trying to like push people to say something, it the impact did not really, the satisfaction wasn't really there. So I realized that I do, for the future meetings, I do need to change some um change my routine, or yeah, the routine. So I talked with Ness. If you don't know Ness, she's your no, not international, my bad. She is your uh social media, yeah, social media chair. So she's the one that manages the social media. She's the one that promotes the EMA club, and she takes pictures of the events that we do. So she was actually interested in um, coming in as being like a co-host for meetings that I was not able to like attend, or would least likely be able to attend. And she's not here now, but like hopefully she can, she sees this. She did, my bad. She, I did tell her to like write about her and to like present it for next meeting. I never presented it, so this is what she wanted to tell her who she is. And bringing her in was pretty interesting. She, where I was really focused more on like how the writing, how people were writing, Ness was a little bit more interested in the artwork of it. So she was more into animation and also webtoons. So she offered that, hey, maybe we should, instead of just looking into like short stories or excerpts of books, we can also add in like comics or webtoons. And at first I was like, okay, but then I was like, and Ness can handle it, then it should be cool. And then slowly, after I was reading through a lot of web comics, I was able to realize that, hey, it's not that bad. So it was an interesting ad to put in for to add for storytelling for future meetings. She also gave in some tips on what well, she generally said it for we, but I use these tips when going through. She was really focused on like looking into the positives and like actually analyzing like what the person wrote over the nitty picky details, which was something that I struggled, but then when reading this, it made sense. So I try to incorporate these like critiques when looking through people's works from that second meeting and so forth. So the later, oh yeah, this is what I was telling you, that I was also, you could were able to add new books, and also you can also give in like books or stories that you read and you can also share too. So that was something new we were adding. So in the later meetings, the turnout wasn't really as huge, which was okay. I understood as the weeks go by, more workload is heavy, so I understand why not many people come at to be at later times. But it was pretty fun. Ness gave the idea also of putting music as the background when reading books. So I reading people's stories. So that's what I used to do when the meetings start. It was kind of hard because I would sometimes, one person would come in the middle, and they would like in the middle of the Zoom session, and they were like willing to know what I was gonna say, but I was like in the middle of reading, so it was hard like controlling the music and also talking to the people. But it was, I think what I ended up doing at the end was like I would leave the music running when I'm reading, and then like message them or tell them like, hey, or pause it and tell them like, hey, I'm reading it. Let me finish it and I'll come back to you. They were like, okay. So I continue. And then once I'm done, I stop it. And then we'll have like one-on-one. So I would talk to them about, oh, because sometimes it was an excerpt or like a script. So we'll sometimes have conversations about, oh, what's your story about? What are you planning to how you're going to plan to move forward your characters? Where do you think it's going to go? Your ideas. So I try to look into your ideas. I try to give suggestions. I I get a lot memorized. There's also a lot of great work was being submitted to. So it was interesting about like how creative like all you guys ideas are and what you guys want to put forth to the table, which was pretty cool that I saw like how creative like all you guys are. So it was I had a lot of fun like reading your works and yeah. So I want to personally, this is not an order, but I want to thank these people. These are like their Discord names for contributing to, um, contributing to the workshops. Like didn't come for every meeting, but like they were willing to like share their work, and I was looking forward to like read them, and it was nice. I really encourage that you guys also like read have spent time to read other people's works too. I do it because I have to do it because I am part of the e-board, but I recommend that other members to at least read like at least a portion of someone's work because the lot of time is put into writing. I did do a work. I did do a recording of me like writing my book, and you can tell like after like I didn't even finish like a paragraph, and it took me like 30 minutes to do that. And that's because writing requires a lot of thinking, causes a lot of rewriting. Sometimes you have to rethink scenes. Sometimes the plan goal, it changes over time. So I really encourage that you maybe put in like 5 to 10 minutes to read other people's works, especially during the summer break or the upcoming semesters. So as of my thing, what I should do in the future. So obviously I should put in more pool timings, like a more time, higher time frames, except for just the two. Um, I should also try to make the duration 1 hour to 1 to 3 minutes, because I usually tend to end the meetings at 7:30, which is like, what do I do for the rest of the 30 in the other 30 minutes? I just go out to eat. So I should try to give like a really specific time frame instead. I think there was only 2 times I stayed up till 8, but that was those only exceptions. So I should next time give more like the time, more time frames, and also give more time to pool. Uh, Other thing I should do is leave one Zoom link. I think at the beginning I was kept making the same Zoom meeting because I wanted this one, like I wanted the title to be Storytime Critique than saying Sumida's personal meeting. I feel like it just made the Storytime Critique page on Discord bombarded with um, just a Zoom link. So I was like, just stick with one link and just move on with that. Uh, Also, I should make meetings more relaxed. I think I talked about at the beginning that I was really trying to like push people to like say something, when in reality, it should just be like a nice time to like look through people's works and just appreciate the amount of time they put in. And one thing I think that was pretty successful in my opinion was the writing tips. Like I would record myself writing or sometimes tell people like some tips that what I do when I'm writing. But don't expect me to do this every week. did take a lot. It takes a lot of, well, it depends on what I'm doing, but sometimes it does require some editing. And I know fall semester, I will be pretty busy, more busier than this semester. So don't expect this to like come out like every week. But I should continue. And as you guys, as I should have mentioned before, you also feel free to talk about like your writing techniques, like like how do you think when writing? When is the best time to write? Or what do you like to write about? What gives you inspiration? So you can also put that in the writing critiques. Don't, uh, yeah, yeah. So don't be shy. Just feel free to put in like to get inspire others too. So yeah, feel free to give me suggestions and um, yeah, tell me like if you need anything, if you want. Um, yeah, and oh yeah, back. My bad, I forgot to send. I sent a Google form out so you can like fill that in if you weren't able to come. And feel free to come if you like. Yeah, so me, sorry. My mind's all over the place. Yeah, so feel free to like anything. Okay. Oh, okay. So you said I would maybe pin the link to a Google form by submitting work in the Discord. Okay, I can try to do that. Uh, it's not every time, just in case. Okay. So you could also do this for the Zoom link if you want, and then have them sent to you. You can just send both every. Yeah, sometimes yeah, I know. I should try to start. Yeah, I might need help navigating that. Yeah, because I don't know how to pin, really. Maybe like at another time, or maybe like after I send the recording, we can try to do that. But like, yeah, I should try to. I think that was an issue. Um, I kept sending one thing and then like the other ones just went away. Yeah, I should try to do that more often. And okay, right. So thank you all for coming and or watching this recording. See you all. Have a good summer break and see you all in fall.